Welcome, Panther Nation football fans, to another edition of Growlin' and Prowlin'. I am Mr. CeeLo here, talking all things Carolina Panthers, from the draft to OTAs to the preseason to the regular season, from the postseason to the Super Bowl to the offseason. Let the growlin' begin. Welcome back, you guys. Thank you all for joining us for another edition of Growlin' and Prowlin'. I am, of course, Mr. CeeLo, once again joining you, and I have breaking news. Now, whether this is big news to you guys, I don't know. It's not really big news to me either, but hey, I got it, and I got it at the right time. Many of you guys don't know, but the Carolina Panthers have just agreed to a deal to Clowney. Now, there have been reports that the Panthers have been keeping in contact with him, and he did sign today. This, however, in my opinion, is a move that is made about a week too late. A year too late. It's for 2 years, up to $20 million, and it could be worth up to $24 million. And as many people know, that it's been one of the things that many people have been talking about, was getting a guy in here that can make plays. Now, Clowney's just been kind of one of those guys. He's good and he's not good. And I'm not saying he's been bad. He's just, people keep referring to that Michigan-South Carolina game, and he's been anything but that. Now, he's been a pretty good player. He's been a pretty steady performer. But the problem is, in my opinion, Clowney's never lived up to that number one bid that, he was drafted as. Being the number one overall pick and being in the league as long as he's been, at 31. But I think ultimately he picked here because this is his home, and ultimately it's a great sign. It's a good signing for us, especially if Clowney can provide any ounce of what Brian Burns was able to. It's hard to ask a 31-year-old defensive end to do that, but the reality of it is, if he can be a piece of the player that he was last season, this could be a huge steal for the Panthers. This would be a huge addition, because you're looking at a guy who, over his career, most people think when they hear a number one pick, you're talking about a guy. See, Jadeveon Clowney is going to go down as a guy like that. That was kind of a Mario Williams. When you talk about a guy like Mario Williams, both of these guys weren't what you would consider guys that ended up looking like number one picks. They were good picks, but not number ones. When you take a defensive edge rusher player as number one, these guys have to be absolutely just ferocious. And these guys have not been what you would just call star-studdedly, ferocious, and especially Jadeveon Clowney. But when you look at what he can bring to the table, he brings a lot of flair, and he's going to be a guy that you have to make account for. You've got to account for this guy. And you just look at his career, his numbers just don't jump out at you. He's been a guy that's been marred with injuries. He's got 363 total tackles, and that's in his career, you guys. 52 and a half sacks, 15 forced fumbles, 9 fumble recoveries, and 1 score. When you think about all the great defensive ends of the past, these numbers are just, for a 10-year career, it's just kind of, I don't know, it's not even, I don't even know, average, um, pedestrian. But who knows? Maybe playing in front of his home crowd will add some funk to it, or some spunk to it, if you will. But it looks like he's excited to be next, back in the Carolinas, and hopefully this can translate to something really good and possibly add an answer to what we already have, and possibly be a bridge to a great player that we draft in 2024 or 2025, or possibly get DJ Wanham in a position where he can be great. But maybe teach Amari Barno some tips. But guys, let me know what you think. Oh, Dave Canella spoke highly of bringing him home as well. So this was hopefully a good move. Hopefully this will be. He's coming off of a 9.5 sack season. So hopefully he can bring that number to double digits finally in his career. I definitely think playing in Coach Avero's system would be a plus. But as I said, you guys, Jadeveon Clowney is now a Carolina Panther. But let me know what you guys think. Hit me up at Growlin' and Prowlin' as well on Facebook, and also hit me up on Instagram at Mr. CeeLo. And make sure you comment down below and like the video, like the show. But until the next time, you guys, keep prowling the airwaves and keep growling out. Keep pounding.